Let me tell you something your guidance counselor never did. Your passion is a trap. Not because passion itself is bad, but because you've been weaponized against yourself. They told you to follow your dreams. Find what you love. Do what makes you happy, and you believed them. Because it felt good. Because it sounded noble. But Machiavelli understood something about human nature that the self-help industrial complex will never tell you. Passion makes you predictable, and predictability makes you controllable. When everyone knows what you love, they know exactly where to hurt you. Think about it. The moment you declare your passion publicly, you've given the world a map to your weaknesses. Your boss knows you'll work overtime on the project you care about. Your competitors know which buttons to push. Your enemies know where you are blind. Passion is not a North Star. It is a leash. Niccolò Machiavelli spent his life watching men destroy themselves. Not through weakness, through devotion. He saw passionate men lose everything because they couldn't separate what they loved from what they needed. In 1498, he watched Girolamo Savonarola burn, a man so passionate about religious reform that he couldn't see the political game happening around him. Savonarola's passion made him righteous. It also made him dead. Machiavelli took notes. He observed that the men who survived weren't the most passionate. They were the most strategic. They didn't follow their hearts. They followed the terrain. This is the difference between a romantic and a realist. The romantic believes the world should bend to their vision. The realist bends their vision to the world as it actually is. Machiavelli's career law is simple, brutal, and completely misunderstood. Don't find your passion, find your position. Modern self-help culture has committed psychological warfare on you. They've convinced you that meaning comes from within, that your purpose is already inside you, waiting to be discovered. This is a beautiful lie, and it keeps you searching forever. Because here is what they don't tell you. Purpose is not found. It is constructed. The people who win don't wait for clarity. They build it. They don't ask, what am I passionate about? They ask, what position gives me leverage? There is a reason why passion-driven careers correlate with lower earnings and higher burnout. It is not because the universe is unfair. It is because passion makes you willing to accept less. You'll work for free if you love it enough. You'll tolerate abuse because it is your dream. You'll sacrifice boundaries because this is what I am meant to do. And the market knows this. The system knows this. They've turned your passion into their discount. Machiavelli would call this what it is: voluntary servitude. Let me give you a framework that Machiavelli would recognize. Position over passion. Power over purpose. Leverage over love. This doesn't mean become soulless. It means become strategic. When you choose a career path, you are not choosing an identity. You are choosing a battlefield. And on any battlefield, position determines outcome. Think like a chess player, not a poet. The poet asks, what moves my heart? The chess player asks, what moves give me control of the center? You want to know the difference? The poet writes beautiful eulogies for causes that failed. The chess player writes history. Machiavelli observed that the most dangerous men weren't the most passionate. They were the most positioned. They occupied roles that gave them access, information, resources, the ability to shape outcomes. Your grandfather understood this better than you do. He didn't choose a career based on passion. He chose it based on stability, trajectory, and position in the social hierarchy. And he was happier than you are. Because he wasn't constantly questioning if he was living his truth. He was living strategically. Here is where it gets interesting. Machiavelli's insight isn't that you should care about nothing. It is that you should care about nothing publicly. The moment people know what you care about, they own you. Watch how this plays out in any organization. The employee who is passionate about the mission gets exploited. The employee who is competent but emotionally detached gets promoted. Why? Because passion is a vulnerability. Detachment is power. When you don't need the job emotionally, you can negotiate. When you don't need the approval, you can speak truth. When you don't need to be understood, you can't be manipulated. This is the paradox. The less you care about being recognized for your passion, the more power you accumulate to actually execute on it. The passionate artist starves. The strategic artist builds an empire and then creates whatever they want. Machiavelli would tell you this: hide your loves, display your competencies. Let people think you are motivated by money, status, power. Let them underestimate what you actually care about, because the moment they see your heart. But here is where most people misunderstand the game entirely. They think Machiavelli's career law means become a mercenary, sell out, chase money exclusively. That is just another form of slavery. The trap isn't passion versus money. The trap is believing you only have those two options. Machiavelli's actual insight is this: develop skills that give you optionality. Build competence that transfers across domains. Create a position where you are valuable to multiple parties. Because here is what he observed in Renaissance Italy. The condottieri, the mercenary commanders, had more power than the passionate loyalists. Why? Because they could leave. Their skills were transferable. Their loyalty was always negotiable. This gave them leverage. The passionate partisan could be discarded. The competent mercenary had to be bargained with. Now translate this to your career. If your entire identity is wrapped up in one company, one industry, one mission, you are trapped. If your skills only matter in one context, you are a hostage. But if you build transferable competence, you are a free agent. And free agents set the terms. Let me show you how this plays out in practice. Two candidates walk into an interview. Candidate A talks about their passion for the company's mission, how they've always dreamed of working here, how this role aligns with their purpose. Candidate B talks about their competence, what they can deliver, the specific problems they can solve, the measurable value they'll create, who gets hired. Candidate A feels better to the interviewer's ego, who gets respected. Candidate B by, who gets promoted. Candidate B, because organizations don't actually reward passion. They reward results, but they love to exploit passion. They'll pay the passionate person less because you should just be grateful to be here. They'll work the passionate person harder because you care about the mission. They'll ignore the passionate person's boundaries because we're all in this together. Meanwhile, the competent mercenary sets boundaries, negotiates raises, leaves when the terms aren't favorable, and gets offered more to stay. This is the game Machiavelli saw playing out in every court, every republic, every power structure. The passionate get used, the competent get paid. Here is what the strategic operator does that the passionate amateur doesn't. They build in secret. While everyone else is performing their passion on social media, the Machiavellian is accumulating capabilities no one sees. They're learning skills that compound, building relationships that create optionality, positioning themselves at the intersection of multiple value streams. And they're doing it quietly, Because loud passion attracts competition and attention. Quiet competence accumulates power. Think about the most powerful people you actually know. Not the influencers, the actual power players. How much do you know about their passion? Probably very little, because they understand something fundamental. Mystery is leverage. When people don't fully understand what you want, they can't predict your moves. When they can't predict your moves, they can't counter them. This is why Machiavelli advised the prince to be both lion and fox. The lion is obvious strength. The fox is hidden intelligence. Your passion can be the lion. Your strategy must be the fox. Machiavelli spent years studying military campaigns, and he noticed something interesting. The generals who won weren't the ones most passionate about the cause. They were the ones who understood terrain, supply lines, morale, timing. Your career is a campaign, not a calling. And campaigns require logistics, not inspiration. When you treat your career like a military campaign instead of a spiritual journey, everything changes. You stop asking, "What is my purpose?" You start asking, "What is my objective?" You stop seeking meaning. You start seeking advantage. You stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. You start creating favorable conditions. The passionate wait for inspiration. The strategic create situations where success is inevitable. This is what Machiavelli meant by virtue, not virtue, but the ability to shape fortune through strategic action. The question isn't what you are passionate about. The question is what territory you can take and hold. Here is where Machiavelli gets really dark and really useful. He observed that the men who rose to power weren't the most likable. They were the most strategically connected. They didn't make friends. They made alliances. There is a difference. A friend is someone you enjoy. An alliance is someone who shares a mutual interest in your success. Friends are based on emotion. Alliances are based on exchange. And alliances are more reliable because emotions change, but interests are calculable. When you approach your career with this framework, networking transforms. You are not trying to get people to like you. You are identifying mutual value. You are not collecting contacts. You are building a coalition. Every person in your professional network should be there because you offer them something they need, and they offer you something you need. This is transactional. It is supposed to be. The people who pretend business relationships are about authentic connection are either naive or manipulating you. Machiavelli would tell you this: be useful to the right people, and they will protect your rise. Not because they care about you, because your success serves their interests. This is not cynical, it is structural. And once you understand the structure, you can build within it. Machiavelli was obsessed with timing. He observed that the same action taken at different moments produced completely different outcomes. Fortune favors the prepared, but it also favors the patient. Your grandfather's generation understood something about career timing that yours doesn't. They stayed in positions longer, not because they were loyal, because they were accruing institutional knowledge and relationships that gave them leverage. They understood that power in organizations comes from being irreplaceable, and irreplaceable takes time. You've been sold the myth of the rapid rise, the 25-year-old CEO, the overnight success. But Machiavelli studied actual power transitions, and he noticed that sustainable power came from gradual accumulation. The passionate want immediate impact. The strategic play the long game, because they understand that position compounds. Every year you stay strategically positioned. Your value increases. Not because you are more passionate, because you are more embedded. You know where the bodies are buried. You know how decisions really get made. You know who actually has influence. This knowledge is currency, and it only accumulates over time. So the Machiavellian career law includes this. Don't optimize for quick wins. Optimize for compounding position. Let's talk about what you are really being asked to sacrifice. The modern workplace demands authenticity. Bring your whole self to work. Share your story. Be vulnerable. This is a trap. Every piece of personal information you share is a data point that can be used against you. Every vulnerability you expose is a potential leverage point. Every authentic moment is a future liability. Machiavelli watched the Medici family dominate Florence for generations, not through authenticity, through strategic ambiguity. They were everything to everyone, patrons to artists, bankers to kings, republicans when it suited them, autocrats when necessary. They understood that authenticity is a luxury the powerful cannot afford, because authenticity is predictability, and predictability is weakness. Now, you don't work for the Medici. You work for a corporation that has convinced you that bringing your whole self to work is empowerment. It is not. It is data extraction. They want to know your motivations so they can calibrate the minimum they need to offer to keep you. They want to know your values so they can create the appearance of alignment without actual investment. They want to know your boundaries so they know exactly where to push. The Machiavellian understands this and maintains a professional persona that reveals competence but conceals motivation. This is the nuclear option in the Machiavellian career playbook. Genuine indifference to outcomes. Not the performed indifference of the too cool to care, but actual psychological freedom from needing any particular result. When you truly don't need the job, the promotion, the recognition, you gain a power that the passionate can never access. The power to walk away, and everyone can sense it. It changes how you are treated, how you are negotiated with, how you are valued. Machiavelli observed this in diplomatic negotiations. The party that needed the deal less got better terms. Always your passion is a need, and needs are exploitable. When your boss knows you are passionate about the project, they know you'll accept worse conditions. When your client knows you need their business, they know they can demand more for less. When your industry knows you are passionate about the work, they know they can underpay you. The strategic operator cultivates options specifically to maintain indifference, multiple income streams, transferable skills, savings that buy time, all of it designed to create one thing: the ability to say no and mean it. This is the ultimate Machiavellian career move. Position yourself so that you never need any single opportunity, because the moment you need it, you've lost the negotiation. Here is where we need to confront something uncomfortable. What actually gets remembered? The passionate martyr who died for their cause, or the strategic architect who shaped institutions? Machiavelli himself gives us the answer. He died in obscurity and moderate poverty, passionate about the Florentine Republic until the end, and his passion got him nothing. But his analysis, his cold, strategic observations about power, 500 years later, we're still reading them, still using them, still proving them right. His legacy isn't his passion. It is his clarity. This is the final irony. The people we remember aren't the most passionate. They're the most effective. Caesar wasn't remembered for loving Rome. He was remembered for conquering Gaul and crossing the Rubicon. He was remembered for revolutionizing manufacturing. Jobs wasn't remembered for loving technology. He was remembered for building Apple. Passion is invisible in history. Results are permanent. So if you actually care about legacy, if you actually want to matter, you need to stop asking what you are passionate about and start asking what you can actually build. Let me bring this into your actual life. Right now, today, you have a career decision to make. Two paths. Path aligns with your passion. It feels meaningful. It excites you. But it offers limited leverage, moderate pay, high competition, and requires you to constantly prove your devotion. Path B is strategically positioned. It is in a growing industry. It develops transferable skills. It offers clear advancement paths. It pays well, but it doesn't make your heart sing. The passionate choose path A and spend the next decade wondering why they're struggling. The Machiavellian chooses path B and spends the next decade building resources. Then, at 35, when the passionate are burned out and broke, the Machiavellian has accumulated enough capital, skills, and network to pursue whatever they want, on their terms. This is the actual path to freedom, not following your passion, building your position. Machiavelli's career law is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming clear. Delete your passion as your primary decision-making framework. It is a compass that points toward your exploitation. Replace it with strategic position. Ask these questions instead. What skills give me the most optionality? What roles give me the most leverage? What relationships create compounding advantage? What territory can I take and hold? Where is my competence most valued and least replaceable? These questions don't feel good. They feel calculating. Good, because you are not here to feel good. You are here to win, and winning requires seeing the game as it actually is, not as you wish it were. Machiavelli spent his career watching passionate men lose to strategic men every single time. The pattern never broke, and it won't break for you. So here is your choice. Keep following your passion and hope the world rewards your authenticity, or recognize that the world rewards position, competence, and strategic action. The romantic in you will resist this. That is fine. Let it resist. While you build in silence, while you accumulate leverage, while you position yourself where passion becomes affordable. Because here is the secret the Machiavellian knows. Once you have power, you can pursue passion. But if you pursue passion first, you'll never have power. The order matters: position first, passion later, if at all. Niccolò Machiavelli died 498 years ago. But his observations about human nature haven't aged a day. Power still flows to the strategically positioned. Passionate people are still exploited by systems that know how to speak their language. And the people who win are still the ones who understand this. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But you do have to deal with it. Because it is happening whether you acknowledge it or not. Your passion makes you predictable. Your position makes you powerful. Choose accordingly.